Steelers play tomorrow, and we play the Commanders.
Yeah.
We didn't fare very well the last time we played the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that's going to go tomorrow? Because they're ranked number 5. Their power rankings number 5, at least from ESPN. I always go by ESPN. I don't go by the NFL. But they're ranked number 5. Steelers are ranked 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fair assessment of the Steelers because even though we have a better
defense,
well, being that our win-to-loss ratio is even better than the Ravens, we haven't really played anybody yet.
yeah,
I really think that that's a fair assessment because we really need to play some really good teams to show how really... This is going to, put it this way, tomorrow's game is going to be the first challenge for us. That's going to tell you who we are.
I think up to this point, the most that we can evaluate and study who was our best team, it was the Atlanta Falcons, and we didn't even score a touchdown. So there is some.
Yeah, but he also didn't. He wasn't at 100% their quarterback.
Oh yeah, like there was development going on there.
But didn't he have an ankle injury? He was like kind of wobbling a little bit.
No,
I'm pretty sure he was.
I don't think so. Just Justin Fields, no.
No, not Justin Fields. I'm talking about the the Atlanta Falcons quarterback.
Oh, I thought
No. You said that was our only challenge, but he had a bad ankle, I thought.
I was actually talking about defense. Like defensively, like our offense just couldn't score.
No, we couldn't.
Like no, Kirk Cousins had an Achilles tear last year, and he was coming back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he was still like, kind of rusty there. But the Commanders, that's going to be a really good challenge for us. How do you think we'll do? I mean, and
to me, there's a lot of benefit towards the Steelers in certain instances. They're coming back from their bye week, and I guarantee that they studied even more for this Commanders game. They had 2 weeks to study for it. I guarantee they took those, like the first week to watch film and stuff, like you mentioned, when we were driving in the car. But you also have to look at the lack of injuries on the Steelers coming into this game.
But
a lot of the players,
I know, and the Commanders have some serious injuries, and it kind of like now, being that they have injuries, let's say we win this game. Okay, let's just say we end up winning the game. Are people going to sit there and go, yeah, well, the Commanders had some serious injuries. You still haven't played anybody yet.
Well, you're talking about respect.
Yeah. Are we still going to get respect? I don't think so. They're going to sit there and go, well, their running back's out. The cornerback they just got from the Saints, he's out. It's like, and he was a Pro Bowler. So it's like, you really still haven't had a challenge yet. So it's like, and we have a relatively healthy team.
Well, there was some instances, for instance, like the Chargers. I don't know if anyone was injured for the Chargers in that game, but their defense is still one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
And the Steelers, I can't remember how many points the Steelers had, but they won. Like, I'm pretty sure they had around 18 or something, or 20.
Yeah. But we acquired 2 players before the deadline. One is Mike Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He really, if you type in his name when he was with the Chargers, I mean, he had some really awesome catches. Now, he's 30 years old, okay? They got rid of him this year based on a salary cap.
Yeah.
Back in March, they got rid of him because they wanted to save $20 million on their salary cap. He ends up going to the Jets. Doesn't really do anything with the Jets, but hey, let's take a look at the Jets.
They haven't
really done anything.
The Jets is the Jets. I mean,
they haven't really done.
Aaron Rodgers has been playing his worst year in his career with the Jets, so there's no surprise there. They don't even have a head coach right now, so like,
actually, they ended up losing last week, or winning last week. And after seeing all the stories online, because I didn't watch the game, I'm thinking, it seemed like they lost because everybody was complaining. And it's like they ended up winning. It's like you're still complaining and they won.
It sounds like Steelers fans sometimes.
Yeah.
They complain about Justin Fields getting 32 points during the Raiders game because we didn't get enough touchdown passes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we have such great receivers, and then let's just hope with this Mike Williams even makes it better because he's taller and he's kind of like the opposite. So you'll have both him and George Pickens on both sides. So now you got two deep threats. Which one do you cover? And if you can cover both of them, we have Calvin Austin down the center. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you line up 3 wide receivers, maybe, or 2 wide receivers and a tight end,
one of them's got to get open.
Oh my goodness! We have some threats down the field, and and we've already proven that Wilson can throw it downfield.
The moon balls is what they call it.
Is that what they call it? But he can throw it right in. He can throw it right in the pocket. So that
far and high.
And a lot of people, including myself, at the beginning of the year, is he washed up? Did he have his best games in Seattle? Okay. But I think it all depended on what team he went on, and it looks like he's a good fit for the Steelers.
He's a good fit for the offensive coaching and everything that they're trying to scheme up, because the offensive coaching is all about the run game. And I think you said this before, it opens up the passing game and vice versa. So I think this sort of scheme that they have going here is really fit for Wilson and how he's like accurate throwing deep. And we have some good deep wide receivers and wide receivers like Calvin Austin that's like so fast. He can be like 10 miles ahead of the cornerback. But I read online that Mike Williams, like it said that this felt like a dream to him.
Well, I had to laugh because it's like he was woken up by, I guess, in the morning by his
agent,
because he missed a call, and he thought he was dreaming.
Yeah,
I mean, can you imagine? You're with the Jets, and they're not doing all that great. You're not really seeing anything significant coming your way, and then you wake up one morning and say, "Hey, the Steelers want you," and it's like, and they're number 1 in our division. But it's like that's like a dream come true.
Another thing you have to look at is just the way that Mike Williams is talking, and you see him smiling and all this stuff. I feel like the Steelers didn't just look at who's the best player, who has the best stats. They're probably looking for volunteers. Yeah. They're tired of this hostage situation. There's players that they get that don't want to be on the Steelers. I could just name a few. But
even our other pick before the deadline, Preston Smith, okay, he wanted to be traded. How good of a fit is that with the Steelers? I mean, we already have a really good defense. So to get another linebacker like Preston, what does that give us? Does that give us just depth, or could he be a standout?
Oh, no, it's all up for question. They obviously picked Preston Smith.
He's big.
Oh, yeah, he's 6'5", 271 pounds.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Man, can you imagine? He's as big as some of those linemen.
But I think we're pretty good, because when I look at this injury report for the Steelers, the one that just stands out the most for me is Nick Herbig actually didn't manage to come back from his injury.
Yeah.
Zach Frazier did. Okay, Zach Frazier's going to be playing. He played all practice, every single practice this week. But Nick Herbig, he's not playing.
And who else will be playing this week that hasn't played in the last 8 weeks?
Who's not playing?
No, who's going to be playing? Cam
Sutton. Yeah.
So he'll be playing this week. He's been on suspension for 8 weeks. I'm a little bit, you know how I was. I talked about this earlier in the week when we went over the game that we just, had against, what was it, Giants, I think it was. And, I'm a little mixed on getting Cam Sutton on our team because of his, spousal abuse.
Yeah, like there's a fine line between
I'm like
to get good players and
I'm
keeping
like
a reputation.
Yeah, I'm like, this is really not typical of the Steelers. Usually if a player's like that, they usually like want to stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's more to the story. I don't know, but I'm a little mixed on it.
I don't think they're going to be playing him all that much. They're probably going to slightly.
You think they're just going to use him if they need him?
They're probably going to have him do a couple plays, like a few plays, not all that much, but they want to slowly put him in. They don't want to put him in right away because they just.
And why he hasn't played?
I also heard he didn't really do that good for the Lions last year. So
and the Lions, the Lions have a good team, so I don't know how well their defense is.
But
offensively they're a powerhouse.
But the thing is, when I was reading online, they said that they were having him cover the slot, or not the slot, but I heard he's really good at covering slot, and the Lions didn't know how to use him, but I'm not sure how good Cam Sutton is for the Steelers. I just haven't been watching the Steelers that long to really know, because I only been watching for 3 years or so.
Yeah, but that the cornerback that we got that was a undrafted,
Beanie Bishop.
Yeah, Beanie Bishop. It's hard to take him out of the game, being that he's had 3 interceptions the last 2 games.
That's the thing. You can't. In training camp, he was standing out among all the undrafted players that the Steelers picked up, all the late draft picks. He was standing out as someone that actually has pretty good potential for someone that wasn't actually picked.
And the only way he's going to get even better is just to play him, and he's doing very well, And then of course you have Joey Porter Jr. But he seems like he's still a little bit more, a little bit
like a rookie.
Yeah.
Or something, like he's still not fully grasping the penalty side of things.
Yeah.
Holding too much.
He's holding a lot. Sometimes he gets away with it, but he gets some penalties thrown his way. And do you think Jones is going to be on the offense?
He kind of has to, because I don't even think they have any others.
Yeah.
But since we're talking cornerback, the Washington Commanders, Marshawn Lattimore, the cornerback that they just picked up from the Saints. Pro Bowl. I think he's 4-time, right?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Three. Is he 3-time?
He's a 4-time.
4-time Pro Bowl.
4-time Pro Bowler. Just picked him up. Hasn't played a game.
And tweaked his hamstring.
He's out.
He's out.
So this goes alongside of people going to say, well, the Steelers didn't really play.
They haven't played anybody.
Defense. So this is just how it is all the time, because people just can't respect the Steelers. They don't want to respect the Steelers. So for any reason, if there's any player that's out, haters are going to complain. Well, this person's out. Well, this person suffered this injury. They'll be saying that till the end of the season.
Now, as the Steelers, we get this Mike Williams, we get Preston Smith, and with the players we have one of the best defenses. We're I don't know what we're ranked right now, but I want to say somewhere around 7th or 8th rank.
Yeah.
Maybe even less than that. Our offense seems to be clicking, at least over the last 2 games. We're throwing it downfield. We're scoring more points. With these 2 acquisitions, does this make us Super Bowl contenders? Or at least playoff contenders?
I could see it going to the divisional.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that we still have to get past the Chiefs. The Chiefs are at the top of their game.
I would like to see how Mike Williams does. Okay, I think we have a lot of injuries on the offensive line, way too many to sit down and say their offense is really good.
Yeah, type in Mike Williams highlights in YouTube, and you'll see some of the circus catches he catches. He's an awesome at catching some of those. With him on one side and George Pickens on the other side, I don't know how that's not going to make us really a big threat down the field.
They just gave up a 5th round for 2025 for him.
I mean, there were some other options available that we happen not to get, but look at how that panned out.
But my thing is like risk versus reward. Okay, if they got Brandon Ayuk and he performed just like how he performed for San Francisco this year, then he ends up getting injured, that sucks.
There's no call that he would have got injured, but
he hasn't played, so he's just like rusty, and he hasn't gotten to that state of being all that great. And we would have had to give up too much and pay him too much to have any sort of relevance.
Well, a lot of times these players hide injuries.
Oh yeah,
they might have a tweak somewhere, and they just don't say anything,
which I'm pretty sure is against league code.
Yeah, but they do that.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't. No, they definitely do.
And could Ayuk had an injury or not an injury?
No, he didn't. He fell really weird. He fell super, super weird. You need to watch the video. His legs were like almost making an upside down T. So his legs went sideways, both of them. The injury looked kind of when I saw it. But anyway, there's other options like Cooper Kupp, but they said he gets injured too much. And I also hear that Mike Williams gets injured a little bit.
Yeah, but also our big tight end,
Darnell Washington.
Wasn't he injured a lot in college?
Yes, he was.
Has he been really injured yet?
Once. I think it was his. I think it was.
I don't remember him. I don't remember him. But wasn't he injured going into the draft though? Wasn't he? Didn't he injure himself in the combine?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it happened in the combine, and that's why people weren't. That's why
he fell down so.
Yeah, that's why he fell down so much.
Every time I see him play, he's like that, and some sort of defender on the defense ends up falling down.
Mm-hmm.
He's so big, he can knock someone down just by blowing off.
But he could excel in this Commanders game.
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin Austin could excel in this Commander game. So we have some other options. If they happen to cover, Mike Williams and Pickens very well, we could end up having other areas, and this could open up the run as well because we have all 3 running backs available now, which is going to help us out.
Yeah. Now, my question is, are you more happy at them getting rid of Deontay Johnson and getting Mike Williams instead? Because I just feel like Deontay Johnson was just a hostage in some instances because it just looked like he didn't want to try anymore.
Well, the thing with Deontay Johnson...
he ran backwards.
Yeah, he always... He would catch the ball and go backwards.
He goes south. So...
But you have to admit, some of those plays last year with Deontay Johnson, there was one play that they were running the ball. The ball bounced on the ground. He just stood there.
Yeah, he didn't even
remember that play.
Yeah, it was a fumble. He didn't even tackle the guy.
It was a fumble. He didn't even go toward the ball. He didn't tackle. He didn't block anybody. He didn't he just stood there. He didn't try.
Yeah, and
there was no effort on his
the entire league noticed that too.
Yeah.
It was all over the sports news and everywhere.
So I'm not completely I think getting rid of him was the right thing.
Yeah. My only issue is them planning on who to pick up. You know, for me, like, they got rid of him before the draft. They probably should have got, like, I know they got Roman Wilson, but it sucks that he's been injured. He's not expected to come back till week 12. That sucks.
Well, I'm going to give you my pick.
All right.
All right. And I always do this because I never trust my gut feeling. Okay. And my gut feeling tells me the Commanders are going to win. Okay.
And you're going to say the Steelers.
So I'm going to go with the Steelers because every time I go with my gut feeling, it never pans out.
I'm going with the Steelers too. The fact that they had rest, they're coming back from a bye week. They picked up some new players. Some people might not know how good Mike Williams can be.
We are playing in Washington.
Yes.
So we have that going against us. What we do have going for us is that we're underdogs by like 2.5 points.
Yeah, it always seems like they
and it seems like it seems like we perform better when we're underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that my gut's telling me Washington, and I think I've been watching a lot of like video and reading a lot, and they say this is going to be a close game. It's not going to be high scoring. I disagree with that. You know, I think that our both defenses are great defenses, but I just think that it is going to be a higher scoring game than they think.
Yeah, I think that I'm thinking that the Steelers are going to win too, because it seems like the standard right now, because for the longest time it felt like the Steelers couldn't score any more than 20 points. Okay, this Giants game, I know it's kind of hard to watch it sometimes, but they still scored 26 points. Like that's about like above average a little bit.
But what bothered me is the Giants still had a chance to win that game.
They did.
And that bothered me because I think defensively we didn't play as well as we should have.
And the Steelers had opportunities to get more touchdowns because there was instances where we had
two touchdowns.
Yeah, one was a face mask. The other one, George Pickens tapped his toe.
Oh, and who was that face mask on?
Broderick Jones.
Broderick Jones. It's like him out in the field. I don't see him lasting.
He won't last. They're going to get rid of him. They're going to pick up another person.
Yeah, he just too many penalties.
Yeah, he's just I don't know what ranking he is in the league for most penalties, but he has to be at least top 10.
Now we've had 10 interceptions so far this year. I hope that that Beanie Bishop gets some more interceptions. Yeah. That would be really cool. Because I root for that guy because he was undrafted.
Beanie Bishop actually got those 2 footballs signed by Aaron Rodgers.
That's crazy.
He sent that out to Aaron Rodgers. He signed them.
Oh, my goodness.
He got those balls back. You know, those are instances where I look at this and I go, Aaron Rodgers, you know, sometimes he talks to the press all mean lately, but I think that was a nice thing to do for an undrafted player.
Yeah. And that's about it. So, let's root for the Steelers tomorrow. Hopefully my gut feeling is wrong again.
Yeah.
And we do end up winning. It's one of those things where it's like I just go against my gut feeling. So, you know, whenever I feel the Steelers, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, and then they end up losing. So I hopefully my gut feeling says that they're gonna lose and then end up winning. So
all right. So you want me to pray right now? Or?
Yeah.
All right. Lord, I pray that all the players that will be playing this week will be playing all safe and sound, and I pray that those that travel safe, and that there will be no complications within the travel, and I pray all these things in your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. See you next week.
See ya.